So let me again welcome as for this session of interactions with dual degree students and parents. So you might have already heard enough of IIIT's interest and focus on research, and dual degree program is an integral part of it. So we may ask the question of what is the need of a dual degree program at this stage. If you go and see what changed in the outside world over last many years, you will notice that we are no longer just looking for an undergraduate degree to do anything in the world now. Undergraduate degrees are becoming more like a basic degree for doing something which is special. And this is getting widely recognized in all walks. And the need of having a postgraduate degree is obvious. So we thought that a dual degree program which combines the undergraduate in computer science and postgraduate degree in varieties of disciplines is the need of the country and the need of the future. So if you look at, there are students who are interested in specializing in, say, physics. They are passionate about physics at the level of +2. But for some reason, like somebody mentioned, use the word in the morning, as a backup option, I also want to look at beta computer science. So that's one way to look at this program. But other way to look at the program, the computing has become so integral to the world today in industry, in applications, in research, in all walks of the knowledge, where we would like to establish this connection in a nice manner. So we would like to have students who are trained both in computing and the respective domains. So this thought has led to programs which specialize in, say, humanities. We had discussions in the morning, science, linguistics, etc. And of course, in addition to the dual degree programs in CS, ECE, and other areas. So now, when you join these programs as students, or when you send your wards to this program, there are naturally a lot of questions that come to your mind that, okay, look, this is something, I don't know, how do you do research at this stage? And what is to be done? And how do I do? How do I complete this program? Can everybody do this research? Can my son or daughter or me do such research? Can we complete this program in 5 years? All these questions start surfacing. So we are aware of this sort of issues, and so I'll give some quick answers to some of these points at this stage to start with. So we know that, say, how do you do research? So one simple answer is you do research with a mentor. So if you think that, okay, you will go and sit below the tree and then apple will fall on your head, that's possibly too much to plan. We don't know what will fall from the top. So there is a mentor. There is a mentor that you choose, and you will work with the mentor, and then the mentor will take you through the research journey. The next question comes in terms of, look, I don't know anything about any of these areas. How do I choose my research problem, topic? What should I do? Think of this as a journey. You also don't know anything about, say, computer science or ECE at this stage. Maybe you are introduced here and there a little bit in your +2 in some of the curriculums, but you don't know really what is computer science or ECE at this stage. It's okay. It's perfectly fine as a student not to know, because you are joining a program. And that is also true for a research program. You are joining a program, And the program takes you through the process of doing research, and there is a systematic way of carrying out this. So as a student, we tell the dual degree students multiple times that, look, you need to plan what you want to do in a slow but systematic manner. So for example, we talked about mentor and area. So there is no need for you to choose at this stage. But you keep this in your back of the mind. So we had discussion in the morning, like we will have a R&D showcase where a lot of research that happens on campus will be demonstrated for public. So you're all welcome to see, come and see, even as parents, it's open to public. So please come and see. The students, we encourage them to go and see each and every demo and ask questions, know whether some people will like something, some people will not like something, which is all understood. So you go and see, you start liking or disliking or finding your own passions and your preferred areas. You interact with students. So most of our labs don't even close. Like I don't think security even close some of the labs. So there are students throughout the night, like sometimes sitting there, sometimes sleeping there. So you will also see that people can walk. So there you will also all the students will be interacting with senior students working in different labs, knowing what happens there. So in a way that this is not a blind choice that you need to make at any point of time in your future. So you get almost 2 years of time to make your choice, which is a good amount of time. During this time, you will have enough opportunity to interact. In addition to this sort of casual opportunities that come, we also try to provide the systematic opportunities. So for example, like there are sessions organized where faculty members or research groups are asked to present what they do and what are the type of problem that they are looking into. And also what taking the students through as a tour to the labs so that you get low-level interactions with the people who do research in the senior students there and understand what really goes. Based on all these and your options, your choice of preferred areas, etc. So based on all these, your subject or your finer topic or the mentor is selected. Even after that, you typically have 3 years of time. Look at the end of second semester, if you are picking an area and advisor, from there are 3 years of time. There's a 3 year of period during which you work closely. In the beginning, maybe on very broad areas, very broad subjects, not that on the first day you are picking one problem that you are going to take for 3 years. You may not have expertise to start with that. You start with a problem or with an area and work with an advisor and build the skills, know what you like, what type of skills you have, advisor will know or mentor will know this. So this process goes for 3 years. And somewhere in the middle of it, you narrow down onto what exactly you would like to do. And your preference and your mentor's views, inputs, because sometimes we have also seen students will come with extremely ambitious problems. Sometimes we discourage them, saying, no, this is beyond a master's thesis, it may be difficult for you to do. Sometimes people come with extremely short-term goals. Sometimes we say, no, this is too short. So in a way, there is a mentor with whom you are checking your ideas and going through the process. So this process of 3 years is quite long and quite good enough to do a very good master's thesis. There is no doubt about that. Then why people take more time? So we also want to emphasize this aspect that, okay, generally all the coursework is done in the first 4 years of time. So the first 5th year is kept free such that the dual degree students do only research. That's an immersive time where you are just immersed into the problem. So somewhere in the 4th year, you have identified your problem. You have done enough background study, you have some initial thoughts on what you want to do, and you have 1 full year of immersive study period. One mistake that we see, people think that I have 5th year left out, let me push my courses to 5th year. So this sometimes does not help, because the time that is given planned for the research is getting used for something which you should have done in the first 4 years. Not just the question of the fifth year. There are 2 summers. If you notice the almanac, we have a packed semester. We have 2 packed semesters, and we have long breaks. The long breaks are designed such that it supports research. It helps faculty, it helps students, it helps in internships, it helps in internship which are aligned to the research. So we don't mind you doing research internships. We wish you, say, when you are working with an advisor, so there is a need very often, say for example, for you to visit some other place, collect some data, do some analysis, conduct some experiments for various reasons, or collaborate with somebody. So all of them are possible during this period. So there is the summer is not, summer particularly towards the end of the program is not really vacation. First year we say it is a vacation, you should go, you should be with parents, you should enjoy. But as you move forward, the summer, say 2 months out of the 3 months of summer, we wish you contribute or you work on your thesis or projects or research or something related to it. So we sometimes miss this sort of free times. We all mess up. If you are given free time, we don't do it, and when the deadline comes, we wake up. This is a human tendency, and many of us are victim to it. So this sort of issues practically affect. So we wish all of you successfully complete your research in 5 years itself. But still, I wish you don't go away immediately, run away from this place. We also would like to develop this habit of saying that, okay, you are connected to an area, you are connected to a problem, you are breathing this problem and the surrounding for enough time. You are connected. We wish you take this forward. You look forward, for example, your next phase of wherever it is. It may be doing a PhD here, it may be doing a PhD somewhere else, it may be a job in a research lab, it may be so there may be, it may be an industrial job, it may be a government job, it may be a job abroad, many things you may do. We wish your training in this area is fruitful, and you take this forward by working in a related area, and it will take some time to find the right position. These are not positions which are common. Like, these are not like mass recruitments that we are talking about. So we wish at the end of your dual degree, you go to a place where your skills are valued. And that sometimes will require extra, say, few weeks or few months. Sometimes you look for it. And we have a lot of students who wait for that. So we have seen generally there is also students who do very well. Towards the end of it, they suddenly slow down. Say that, look, I'm looking for a certain type of job. I want to get a job in XYZ company. Or I want to get a PhD admission in the A, B, C or universities. So they have their own preferences because they know this area. They know what should be the right thing that they should do. We respect that. We wish you also develop that habit of, at the end of your program, you are passionate about what you have studied and what you have done, and you want to think that how do you take this forward. Maybe you want to do a startup. You say that, okay, at this stage I would like to do a startup, and I would like to look at some business propositions and study this area and feasibility, and then only graduate and suddenly go. So we also want that end to be smooth, and you continue forward. So with this brief summarization of the dual degree program, I'll stop here and possibly I'll give the mic to Jayanti Shivaswamy.